Miak Frankl, Cage Minds. After a lot of failed Facebook Live attempts today, we're going to go back to doing an over-the-phone audio interview, joined right now by Force of One fighter Nikko Nathan. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Doing well here too. How many weeks have you known about this fight for? How much of a camp have you put together?
I've known for about 6 weeks, so I've been in camp for about 6 weeks.
Derek Perez, a tough test. What do you think of this fight that you have ahead of yourself?
I'm not taking him lightly. I trained hard, man. I'm coming off a loss, a tough loss. I feel like I could have won at any point. 9 times out of 10, I would have won that fight. So I took that loss real hard. So I just been working my ass off and want to capitalize on this. I know he's coming up a couple of weight classes. But like I said, I'm not taking them lightly. I know Derek and I know the Perez they're gonna come to fight, and I'm gonna come to meet them right in the middle of the cage.
You had a huge accomplishment being victorious at the King of the Cage World Championships, leading to a pro contract with King of the Cage. What was that like, having that moment cap off your amateur career?
It was great. As every win is, but that was a good to capitalize to put a cap on Miami. And it's just like the rest of the fights. The victory lasted a split second, and it's back to the drawing boards, back to the work. And like I said, I took a tough loss this last one. It was more mentally than anything, so I just been staying focused, mentally preparing for this more than strength and conditioning. So.
What was that like at King of the Cage, aggressive lifestyle, making that pro walk for the first time?
I believe I was already in my head before I even made that walk, but the lights, camera, action, it kind of took me a second to get used to. I believe it took about 2 rounds for me to get it going and get into that mindset, that war mindset. It threw me off a little bit, but I'm ready to make the improvement and show the improvements I made on December 2nd.
Have there been some adjustments you've had to do on that mental side of the game now?
Yes. I've been meditating. I took some other classes more mentally than, like I said, I've been focusing more mentally because if you train with me and you've been in the gym with me, you know I got the skills. It's just more mentally of performing them now. But I'm working it all out, and December 2nd, I hope I figured it all out and could focus and perform at my best of my abilities, and I can show the world what I'm really capable of.
Between boxing and MMA, Derek has a lot more professional experience than you do. How do you nullify that? How does that become a non-factor?
I really don't see him being out striking me because everybody knows I'm a pretty good striker. His experience, it'll all level out with him coming up a couple weight classes. I believe I'm not too sure if he fought at 35 or if he's have or if he does or 45. So I believe it now without getting that pro debut, getting that nervousness out of the way. I feel like I'm sharp on my skills now, and I'm ready to perform.
I won't be surprised if I've seen Derek fight as big as 55 before and as small as 35, I believe.
Yes, he does, and much respect to him and Perez. Man, they take fights, man. I haven't seen nobody other than them taking fights like that, weeks after weeks, months after months. So, most respect to them, and like I said, I'm not sleeping on him. I know he's coming up, but I'm gonna sleep him. That's the plan.
Like your fight against Sterling Peak it was my fight of the year for amateurs when it happened. You've been in those kind of brawls. You've been in those kind of wars. And Derek also gets in those kind of fights. So do you find this exciting, the possibility of what kind of violence could ensue?
Yes, man. Yeah, I'm pumped because I know he's going to come swinging, and I'm coming swinging. And we're going to meet in the middle, and Whoever gets caught first with the hardest one's gonna go to night. And if it goes all three, I believe that we'll both be shedding blood. But we've been, like you said, both of us been in wars. We're not gonna sit here and hug each other, but we're gonna come out here and bang and put on a great show. I believe there's 25 fights, and we're the co-main event, so I'm gonna live up to that and give the people what they want. If they hear Derek Perez and Nikko Nathan, I know they know that we're coming to throw hands.
Does that give you an expectation to live up to being in that co-main event spotlight here in New Mexico?
Yes, sir. I really haven't been focusing on that too much, but I know I want to capitalize, and I'm tired of holding back of my abilities. I'm losing out on opportunity. I'm getting older, so I need to start capitalizing on them and quit letting them slip through my hands. But this co-main event's gonna put me right back into it. I'm glad King of the Cage just gave me this opportunity coming off a lot, but they know that I'm gonna come and I'm gonna bang, and they know Derek is too. So I believe that co-main event's a great co-main event. I believe there's 25 fights that night. It's gonna be a long night. I hope to be the fight of the night.
King of the Cage, Starbound II. What do you expect out of yourself from this fight?
I expect to perform at my best of my ability. We know I stand up and bang. There's more. I cut in, man. There's just so much more that I'm capable of, and people that know me, they know that, and I just need to show it, and I need to perform in that cage, and that's all that I'm coming to do is December 2nd to show them that I belong there. I belong with the pros, and I need to make that statement that I'm coming for the top rankings.
What has it done now for you and your goals, your aspirations, and your motivation making this jump from amateur to professional?
It's from as far as I've come, and it's a huge accomplishment to be a pro athlete. Man, if you Google my name and you look back 3 years ago, you would see some crazy stuff, man. But I overcame all that, and I'm a professional athlete now. I would be blessed if I could stop right now. I'm still blessed, but in my mind frame, it's the goal. It's to be on the top of the world, man. I can't stop now. But it is a huge accomplishment. I try not to sit back and ponder on it too much. You know how the MMA life is. It keeps going, man, and it has no mercy. So I got to keep going with it and pat myself on the back, but keep it going. And hopefully King of the Cage title will be around my waist next year.
Not just in the fight game, but how proud are you of Nikko Nathan as a man, as an individual, as a matured person?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed, man, to come from where I came from. I got 8 kids, 5 baby mamas. Man, the life that I used to live. You could see when I take off my shirts from my fights, I got the zipper, and I've been shot, stabbed, lived a whole totally opposite lifestyle that I live now. And I believe MMA changed my life and continues to change my life, and just the growth of it, always learning, you could always be better, and there's somebody always better than you in that competition mind frame, and man, it just overall made me a better man, this sport, man, and I'm blessed to be here, and I'm going to keep it going and be at the top, climb or crawl.
December 2nd, how do you get that win?
December 2nd, I get that win by knockout.
Nikko Nathan, as always, sir, it is great talking to you. Who did you need to thank? Who did you need to shout out to?
I would like to shout out the whole Force of One. Great training, this training camp, and all the people that helped me. 2 Guys with Pipes, my sponsors, Bounce Party USA, Medi Spa, Valley 2 Square, and everybody else that's supported me and showing me love, and and keeping with me on this journey. This MMA journey hasn't been easy by all means, but we don't like it. By all means, but we don't like it easy. So it's all worth it. But I like to thank everybody that's standing by with me and continue standing by with me through it all. And I appreciate you having me on here.
King of the Cage, Starbound II. It is a 3 o'clock doors open, 4 o'clock start time on Sunday, December 2nd at the Santa Ana Star Center. We'll see you guys all out there.